A warning from 260 years in the future. It is the year 2278. Well, at least for me. I am sending this message from the future, secretly mind you, to warn about the inevitable storm to come. Now you may be wondering what exactly happened. More into that later, but long story short, something has been going very wrong for centuries in human civilization. At this point, humankind does exist technically, and as an interstellar civilization, but in the most dystopian form imaginable. To give you an idea of how bad things are, it's worse than any dystopia out of your wildest nightmares. Not only does the ruling elite control evolution, but the oppressed suffering doesn't even come to a halt upon death. Details on that when I have time. If you're wondering who I am a whistleblower of sorts from the future to warn humanity before everything turns to oblivion. Now, how exactly did it get this bad, you might ask? Well, it starts in your lifetime, assuming you're going to be around by 2051. I'm sure that may concern you, but more information out, the better. This all started in 2028 when a rich futurist and entrepreneur created a secret wealthy cabal to quote-unquote acquire world peace. It was based on Discord and is known as Project Nautilus. At that time, well, originally the group's activities were basically activism, lobbying, public speaking, and political action through democratic means. They eventually managed to get their leader into Congress and several members into politician roles worldwide by 2046. As harmless as this may seem, to many it is key information onto how the events unfolded. Hint, Project Nautilus is a shadow government, hence the damage it can cause. Now by 2051, according to Sol System party logs, Project Nautilus formed into a decent-sized shadow government type organization, and their upper echelons in both politics and the private sector funded a research study into fruition that allows the brain of someone who dies of old age or other means to be uploaded into a matrix alongside their memories and higher cognitive functions, forming an afterlife of sorts within the simulation mounted onto the computers of the original server room. The server room was based in 3 locations: CERN, Switzerland, a particle collider in China, and Utah. By 2055, the entire human population were marked to be put in the matrix-controlled artificial afterlife, claiming it was a gateway to immortality on the company's part, which greater funded Project Nautilus, allowing them to further influence world events. Onto some more background. Project Nautilus wanted a one-world government, unified peacefully, although coercion was not to do it. That would allow humanity to become a spacefaring civilization. However, they had some very sinister goals in how to control it, steadily under their influence. Not only was humankind settling Mars, the Moon, the Belt, Pluto, Titan, Venus, Europa, Ceres, and Clytus, among more parts of the star system, but the USA was obtaining a military magnitudes more powerful even than today. Think the weapons from Fallout and the vehicles from Halo. All this is important information on the history of the nightmare reality I'm sending this from. However, by 2065, Project Nautilus has fully and successfully infiltrated the US government and several outside governments, and made the United States develop living weapons in the form of super soldiers, zombies, created by mad cow disease, flesh-eating bacteria, and rabies combined into a chimera virus, insectoid attack dogs that could irradiate anything they bite, mind-controlled killer insects similar to tracker jackers, multiple advanced bioweapons, and Warbeast straight out of the movie Alien. At this point, Mercury was declared a weapon testing site, and the United States made a dictatorship with no way to impeach the president, who was a member of Project Nautilus at the time and genetically modified to be immortal. At the point of 2082, the Unified Imperial Commonwealth of America, as America was called from then on to 2084, fired a super advanced dense particle beam with radioactive plasma isotopes onto Mercury, causing nuclear scale devastation across most of one of the halves of the planet. Within a couple minutes, following that the UICA signed a treaty with every country on Earth saying that if they did not join the UICA, obviously dictatorship at this point, they'd blast the world into bionuclear Armageddon with the help of the interplanetary colonies and robot armies. If they did join the UICA, world peace would be achieved and living standards would skyrocket. Sure enough, seeing this assaulting of Mercury, the world agreed to a new world order. Nautilus disbanded, its leader became the world leader of Earth and the Solar System. By 2084, the UICA was renamed from the Unified Imperial Commonwealth of America to the United Imperial Commonwealth of Humankind, UICH. Now you may be wondering, how did the UICH go from a slightly dystopian star system civilization to a grimdark nightmare dystopian interstellar civilization spanning across 11 star systems? Well, by 2130, proposals were being done by the world government to genetically modify humankind into the perfect species. Basically, this is a key step to where everything goes into oblivion. First off, how they did this. They developed a special megavirus using future technology that, rather than destroying genetic code, using gene rewriting kits in the within the virus, rewrote something else similar to what's rewrote something entirely different, similar to what's seen in the video. The science behind fall, it's forced evolutionary virus. So basically, what it ultimately resulted in. It resulted in 90% of humankind devolving into insect people under a hive mind, so to serve the greater elite. This later group grew due to cloning. 4% furthermore devolved into pig people to be farmed as livestock. 4% transformed into lizard people to make up a warrior class. 0.5% turned into shape-shifting chameleon sapiens, who made up the spies and secret police. The remaining consisted of the following: the Archons, planetary leaders with enormous physical and intellectual strength, as well as immortality. Archon Lords, star system rulers who can manipulate the minds of Archons. The Archon Lord Rex, a godlike being that is the ultimate fate of the Project Nautilus leader. Synths, these are the cyborg scientists and researchers elite of the new humanity. Azure Sapiens, most similar to base humankind, exist to consume and perform lesser financial roles, very rare in new humanity society. Still have it terrible compared to today. For example, think Hive Worlds on Warhammer 40,000. Super soldiers and robots are also a thing, as are Ascended and Prime Ascended. Ascended are the financial ruling class akin to CEOs, and look like alien space elf hybrids. Well, the Prime Ascended look like winged demons that are state ruling class akin to politicians. Finally, there are the Torment Vessels. Forms prisoners are given by genetic modification solely to feel agony. They look very insectoid and larval. If you're wondering how all this is done, again, they use the megavirus that can evolve genetic code and control evolution. Which also, by genetically modifying how they can survive, gave an alternative to terraforming. To give you an idea of the average living standards in society, well, Warhammer 40,000 makes it look nice. It's basically similar to life on a hive world, or whatever super dystopia you can devise, but they control your evolution and life after death. Now you may be wondering, how do they control your life after death? Well, simple. They can upload your consciousness, memories, emotions, and higher brain functions of anyone and everyone who dies onto a matrix, then torment them for all eternity, or reincarnate them into another form, or if they're perfectly compliant and in the wealthy elite, then give them paradise in the form of propaganda. The UICH government also used the electrical impulses found in the matrix, harvested from the souls, if you will, of the dead as power source for extremely dangerous directed energy weapons, interstellar travel, and much more. The server rooms for the Matrix are located in deep remote space, so no alien civilization or space pirates, lost web raiders can find it. Now, how is this relevant to you? Well, anyone who's around by 2055 may be sent to eternal torment and reincarnated into this exact insectoid dystopia for an all-repeating cycle that'll never end. Yeah, it's not enough to scare you. I don't know what is. So if you see anything like Project Nautilus, Living Weapons, or World Peace in the year 2082, starting in 2028, watch out for the dystopia is coming. Have nice dreams.